So the playoffs are already here. It's like this season went by really fast or something. What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel, Brian Talks Baseball, where I'm Brian and we talk about baseball. If you're new around here, do me a favor, barrel up that subscribe button. I make videos about Sabermetrics. I do player analysis. I also cover social and political issues as they impact Major League Baseball. So, like I said, the playoffs are here. I filled out one of those brackets on MLB.com so I can possibly win $100,000. I'm going to win, obviously. But for this video, we're going to talk about at least the first round, the 8 matchups, and we're just going to go over my predictions and why I made them. Let's start in the American League first. We're going to go with the 4-5 seed matchup. We have the Yankees and we have Cleveland. This is insane to me. This is just kind of shows what this season has brought about. This is easily the most exciting marquee must-watch matchup of definitely the entire American League bracket, probably in the entire first round playoff bracket, and they're the 4-5 seed. This was a really tough one for me. I really like the Yankees offense. When they're healthy, they might be the best team in baseball, and they are healthy right now going into the playoffs. They're going to have Judge. They're going to have Stanton. Luke Voigt's been a monster this season. DJ LeMahieu's been a monster this season. Garrett Cole, he hasn't been as great as he's been the last 2 years, but he's still been really good. We know the Yankees bullpen is going to be good. It's going to be lights out. With that said, though, Cleveland's pitching is just so good. So good. And if they steal that first game with Justin Bieber on the mound, I think the Indians can outpitch the Yankees. I think their offense is good enough. Even though this isn't an upset by the standards of the seeding, I think that if Cleveland wins it, it would be a huge upset. And that's actually who I'm going with. I'm going to take Cleveland in 3 games. I think they're going to win game 1. I think Bieber's going to outduel Garrett Cole, and I think Cleveland's going to move on. Second matchup, the 3-6, we have the Twins and we have the Astros. I think the Astros are better than people think. With that said, though, the Twins pitching has been surprisingly good. Their offense has been very good. In my original predictions video, I mentioned that the Twins offense, I think, is primed for regression. I don't think that they're as good as they were in 2019. I still think that, but, we have to go with the results that we have for 2020, and their offense has still been really good. I think Kenta Maeda's for real. I think, Jose Barrios he's been good but not great again, but I think they're good enough to beat the Astros, so I'm going to go with Twins in 3 for that series. Moving on, we have the A's and the White Sox. I've never been a huge believer in the White Sox. Case in point, they went from leading the Central Division to they've fallen all the way to the 7th seed. I know their record doesn't really show that they really should be the 7th seed. They've played really well. I think that they're an exciting team, but I think their success has in a lot of ways been smoke and mirrors. I don't trust their starting pitching outside of Lucas Giolito. I think a lot of their guys on offense are very fluky. So with that said, I think I'm going to take the A's in this series, and I'm going to take the A's in 2. I think the A's pitching staff is really good. I think their bullpen is good. The White Sox bullpen, I think, is a little bit better, but I trust the A's starting pitching a little bit more. I trust their defense a little more. They have some guys who I think are going to wake up in the series on the offense. So I like the A's in 2 for that series. Finally, we have the Rays and the Blue Jays, the 1 versus 8. Speaking as a Rays fan here, the Blue Jays were a team that I did not want to see in this first round. I think the Blue Jays are sneaky good, but we know that the Rays are going to bullpen and they are going to mix and match, and I think that they are overall a better managed and smarter team than the Blue Jays are. Not to say the Blue Jays are bad, because I think they're very good, and I think that this coin could go either way, honestly. That's how these playoffs are set up, especially in these 3-game series. But with that said, I think the Rays are just too good. I think that they're too deep. This team has one of the better offenses in baseball. Any hitter on this team who's had any sort of significant playing time has a WRC plus above 100. We know that their bullpen's going to be lights out. Even though this team has had so many injuries on the pitching side, their pitching is still so good. So with that said, I have the Rays. I think this one is also going to be 2 games. So just to recap, Cleveland in 3, Twins in 3, A's in 2, Rays in 2. Now let's go to the National League. We got the 4-5 seed. We have the San Diego Padres and St. Louis Cardinals. This one I think is closer than people think. We have the Padres, who are kind of an emerging, exciting team. How I think the Padres differ from the White Sox, for example, I think those two are the same team, just in different leagues. The Padres are a little bit more for real. With that said, though, they might go this series without Dinelson Lamet and Mike Clevenger. I still think, though, without those guys, they're the better team. I think it's close, but I'm going to go with the Padres in 3 for the series. Moving on to the 3-6 matchup, we have the Cubs and the Marlins. I wanted very badly to go with the upset here with the Marlins. I love their pitching staff. I think that they're another exciting emerging team. I don't think that their success has been completely smoke and mirrors, but I don't think that they're ready for the playoffs. I don't think that they're ready for this matchup. I think the series is going to go 3 games, but I'm taking the Cubs in this one. The Cubs have some guys on offense who are going to wake up. Anthony Rizzo, Chris Bryant, who have had subpar years. I think they're going to wake up in the playoffs here. Ultimately, the Cubs are the better team, so I'm going to go Cubs in 3. Now, next we have Atlanta and we have the Reds. I know Atlanta's the 2, Cincinnati's the 7. I don't know if I trust Atlanta's pitching. I think that on the offensive side, Freddie Freeman, Marcell Ozuna, Ronald Acuna Jr., those are probably the best 3 back-to-back hitters in all of baseball. But with that said, I don't know if I love their pitching. Cincinnati, on the other hand, with, Bauer, Castillo, and Sonny Gray, it's tough for me to see a scenario where those guys really get knocked around, even by those 3 guys. So I'm going to go with the upset in this one. I'm going to go with the Reds over Atlanta in this series. I think this series is going to go 3, and I think it's going to go in the Reds' favor. Now, finally, we have the 1 versus the 8. We have the Dodgers and the Brewers. I don't trust the Brewers really in any sense. I don't think they've pitched particularly well. I don't think that they've hit particularly well. They do have 2 outstanding arms in the back of the bullpen, and Josh Hader and Devin Williams. They have Corbin Burns has had a great year. Brandon Woodruff has pitched very well. Corbin Burns might not pitch in the series, so I think that goes against the Brewers. But even with that said, even if everything falls right for the Brewers, I think the Dodgers are just too good, and I think they win this series in 2, and that's the only series I have going in 2 games. So just to recap in the National League, Padres in 3, Cubs in 3, Reds in 3, Dodgers in 2. There you have it, guys. Those are my playoff picks for the first round. Again, guys, thanks for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. If you like videos about sabermetrics, player analysis, political and social issues, things like that, I'll be back to discuss round 2 of the playoffs, give my predictions then. Basically just talk about the second part of my bracket, because again, we know that this part's going to be all correct, so I might as well just record that video now and just publish it later. Just kidding. Anyway, until next time, guys, I'll see you then. Later.